Hello, welcome to Ask Ms Myrz, where we answer your most burning questions and solve your most nagging problems. I won't always know the answer, but I'll know someone who will. Over a year into the pandemic, and our worlds have been turned upside down, our sense of normalcy disrupted, and our sense of time distorted. It was already a struggle managing our time effectively before the pandemic, and now what more with all the new and crazy conditions and distractions we need to grapple with? Today, our guest expert will teach us how to continue to be productive and efficient while maintaining our sanity. She is a productivity and certified strengths coach and an organizational learning consultant, trainer, and workshop facilitator. Please welcome Pia
Reyes-Cruz. Hi, good
Pia.
morning, Mirza.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hello, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for making time to help us today. So I guess you're working from home just like me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can imagine being a time management expert. What a tightly run ship you must have at home. Is that the case? Or are you human too?
Oh, I'm very, very human too. Although I've been teaching time management and productivity for almost 8 years now.
Wow.
It's still a daily struggle for me.
Right.
It's still a daily struggle. Every day is a new challenge, just like everyone else, for everyone else.
Right. And especially now that working from home actually means living at work, right? The boundaries between work and home.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as work-life balance anymore. It's just work-life enmeshment. What can you say about that?
That's right. Well, they call it now work-life integration, and it's true. The lines have been really, really blurred, and the pandemic just doubled or tripled that. Now with everybody just at home trying to do everything. And yeah, a lot of people have been asking, is there such a thing as a work-life balance? And my thoughts on that is that it's all entangled, and you just have really to know what your priorities are and what you want to get out of each day, each week, each month.
Right. How about work-life languishing? Remember the New York Times article that's going viral and that I sent you?
Yes.
What many people could really relate, and they said that the word is so spot on. How does it figure into your practice and your insights about how to, I guess, accept this term called languishing?
That's right. That languishing article from New York Times I received it in 3 or 4 different Viber groups. And it appears like everybody, a lot of people can relate to it. You know, at the start of the pandemic was a mad rush. Everyone was flooded with confusion, fear, stress, and tried all these things, to just to get by. I guess a lot of people thrived at the start, and that's when all the small businesses came in. Everybody started baking, and all the ube pandesals came out and all that, and it was a way that a lot of people a way for a lot of people to get by, not realizing, because there was no timeline in mind, that not realizing that a year from then we'd still be in the same situation, and people just get tired. So that's where I feel the sense of languishing comes from. We don't see any end in sight just as of the moment, and people are starting to feel demotivated, low energy, bored, and that low energy and boredom and uncertainty leads to low productivity.
Right. Maybe it would help for us to unpack our feelings, or exactly what kind of conditions and situations we're undergoing right now. So you gave me your 5 main productivity concerns with working from home. First is there's a false sense of freedom. Like at the start of the pandemic, everyone's like, finally, I have time to pursue my passion. I can write or sew or bake. But why is it a false feeling?
Okay, expectation versus reality. That is the initial feeling like, wow, I don't have to commute 2 hours every day,
Right.
to get to
That's
work.
plus two
I don't.
hours.
That's plus 2 hours. Can you imagine what that additional 2 hours in my day can? I don't have to wake up at 6 or 5 a.m. I don't have to put on the ladies a full on makeup
Right.
in the morning and dress up, and choose my outfits. But when reality struck in, we did not realize that because of this, okay, we had new responsibilities to face, staying at home. Okay.
Right.
One, we suddenly had to be the health managers of the
Right.
household, right? Making sure everybody washes their hands, and we all have our own home protocols to protect ourselves from the COVID. Then we had to take care of people that we normally may not have, given special attention to. For a lot of us, it's our parents. Okay. We became the IT managers at home,
Right.
especially with IT and learning managers, especially for those with kids.
Right.
And online school is a whole different topic and adventure altogether. And we also had to be IT managers to our seniors who, needed
Right.
help, right? So all of these things, coupled with the normal day-to-day activities of making the meals and still getting the work, our careers and corporate work done.
Right. Would you say that
It's
women bear
overwhelming.
the brunt? Usually, women bear the brunt, like because they tend to be the ones running the household. Suddenly, their workload tripled, quadrupled.
I would think so. I would say so. And it's I think it's natural for women to just jump on
Right.
taking care of, the household in terms of security and health and making sure everybody's okay. I do know a lot of males though who do the same
Yes.
thing. Okay, so I'm
Yay.
not discounting that. Hats off to them.
Yes.
Okay, and yeah, so mostly women, but I do know a handful of men.
Right. And then here's the enmesh, the entanglement.
Yes, yes. So we thought we had that extra 2, 3 hours because we didn't have to commute. We thought that we could finally, yeah, indulge in our passions and our hobbies. But then a whole slew of other distractions and roles came in
Right.
because of the pandemic.
Right. And
So,
what are some of
yeah,
these?
mhm.
Sorry,
the
burnout
cons,
you were going to mention?
yeah. So constant new distractions and interruptions, everything from physical. Those of us working from home, as simple as having good Wi-Fi connection is
Yes.
very, very critical. It's a lifeline right now.
Right.
Okay, they say now in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where
Oh my
physical
gosh.
and safety
Internet is
goes first.
on the
Internet is now number one. You
Yes.
cannot live now 5 minutes without it.
Right.
Yes, so that's one. Second, of course, the constant stress and frustration and fear that this pandemic has brought about us. That is a new distraction and interruption that hounds us at many different levels. Okay, it varies per family, per household, per individual. So
Right. For me,
that's
it's
one.
living inside my devices because social media is a part of your work. You need to be on it constantly. Every time I see that red button, I click into it, and I think my ADHD has been exacerbated.
Your alerts, yeah, that
Right.
they can be a distraction, and I'm sure the social media realm of distraction, everybody falls for that. You know how sometimes you say, okay, I have to work, I have to do research, and for the next 30 minutes I will just really find the information I need, and then 20 minutes into your
Right.
research, you're clicking one link leads to another link, it leads to a
No.
YouTube video, and before you know it, we've been surfing mindlessly an hour or
Right.
so.
Or doom scrolling, and then
Mm,
all the negativity can really drain your energy, right?
That's right. That's right. And then you're just looking for like-minded individuals who would share the same sentiments as you. So you look for them online.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
So
then it
number
can already lead you
four,
astray.
number four, you're
Reduce.
independent and yet,
Yeah. So for those working from home, of course, we're no longer face to face with our colleagues or our boss. In one initially, okay, this may be like a yay, I won't have to see my boss every day. Or, it's not, he won't be hounding me, every hour during work hours asking me what I'm doing or micromanaging me. But in reality, the reduced supervision direction can lead to more vague expectations,
right,
um, maybe unsure metrics of performance now that things are changing in the workplace, and even reduced interaction with colleagues. And that can lead to a lot of confusion, uncertainty, and yeah, the vagueness in
right.
terms of what you need to accomplish today or this week. And that is very stressful and can lead to a lot of waste of time also.
Right. And the sense of isolation probably is really what? It makes the work harder. You don't have that sense of we're in this together. There's no camaraderie or
Yeah, yeah. You no longer, pass your colleagues in the corridor to say, or,
right.
the water cooler phenomenon where you just stop and catch up and it re-energizes you in 5 minutes. You no longer have that. So
Right.
it makes work less enjoyable, more difficult.
And maybe all these lead to number five, which takes up time also.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then fifth, just general demotivation and low energy. The cause of this can range from physically, you're just physically drained, to mentally stressed, to not knowing exactly what it is that you're being asked to deliver.
Right.
So
Right.
this is
Okay.
the languishing part also.
Yes. So I feel all of these from one to five, which makes it even harder to manage my time. But you have some strategies for us, and I
Yeah.
love how you spelled it out
Yeah.
item by item. So the first is what you call the heart of time
Good.
management.
Mhm.
So set
So
crystal
the heart
clear
of time
goals.
management is really setting crystal clear goals. The clearer it is to you, not just what you need to do, but why you need to do it. Okay, the easier, okay, it is to get up and accomplish it. And how do you do this? Well, it's really critical that you align with your boss on a constant basis. Okay, minimum 1 week face to face, or video calls, just to
Right.
set your priorities. Yeah, and not just priorities, but outcomes. Okay, what he may have in mind as a result may be something different from what you envision, and that will make a whole lot of difference in your productivity and the strategies of how you attack your work. So alignment with your boss is critical. Okay,
What if you
and
are your
also
own boss?
yeah. Mm.
Sorry, what if you're your
Sometimes
own
that's
boss?
even harder, right?
I know, right?
Yes, you need to do a lot of soul searching and a lot of mindfulness. What is your goal? It for May. Okay, we're just starting May. Okay,
Okay, month
ideally
by
you
month.
do this the day before the month starts. Okay, what are my top 5 targets for this month? Why?
Okay.
Why are they important? Okay, how will I break them down into the 4 weeks? Okay,
Right.
so it takes a lot of self discipline when you're your own boss. Because there's nobody else that you would be accountable to.
Right. I think that's
So,
where I'm having the hardest time because, if you're
mm,
your own boss, you can always be absent.
that's true. Yeah, you can always scrap projects. You choose what you want to attend to, but you have to have
Correct.
integrity, and you have to have those goals that excite you or sometimes scare you,
Right.
for
Okay.
for for them to be meaningful, and just go for it.
Okay. Next is to filter the important. What do you mean by this?
Okay. Important versus urgent. Okay,
Yes.
I'm also a certified facilitator of 7 habits for
Covey.
highly effective
Okay.
people. Yeah,
Right.
Covey. And in habit 3, we call it first things first. Okay, we
Right.
talk about determining what is important versus what is urgent, because a lot of times we are just flooded with the urgent, which may not be important.
Right.
So you have to know what your most impactful goals are and go for those. When you say impactful, you ask yourself a question: okay, if I don't attend to this goal, or if I don't do this, will it have a long term impact on my health, my career, okay, my life in general? Okay, and if the answer is yes, okay, then it's an important goal. Will this have any long term consequences on my life if
Right.
I don't attend to it right now, or if I procrastinate and delay it? So,
What are some
it,
examples of
mhm.
urgent but not important?
Okay, urgent but not important. Okay, these would be on a day-to-day basis. Okay, as simple as attending meetings that you did not screen properly, and then you realize 10 minutes into the meeting you're not needed there.
Okay. Could have been an email.
Right. Could have been an email. That's right. Could have
Right.
been an email. Could have been just a group text message. Your presence did not. You know what? Those are the meetings that if you did not attend and the meeting pushed through, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Right. How about
So may
receiving a
have been.
package?
Uh,
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. May have
yeah,
been.
it may have been urgent because you felt that, oh, there's a meeting already at tomorrow 3 o'clock and I have to be there because I was invited. So there's that sense of urgency. But because you did not look into the nature of the meeting, what it's going to be all about, okay, you totally didn't see that it wasn't important for you, okay, at that moment.
Right.
And that is what, 1 hour wasted time?
Right. Right. How about important but not urgent?
Important but not urgent. Okay, these are the important things that are, I call them postponable. Okay, so for
Yes.
example, um, health, exercising and going to the gym. Okay, so
Right.
I ask myself, if I do not do this, will it have a long term consequence on me 3 years from now, 5 years from now? Yeah. Okay, the answer is yes, so it's important. But I'm tinatamad this week. Can
Yeah.
I
Tomorrow na
postpone it to
lang.
next week? Tomorrow na lang or weekend na lang?
Right.
And
Right.
yes, you can. So that's important but not urgent. And other things that's related to planning, whether it's at work, strat plan, budget planning, okay, preparing for projects that are not here yet. Okay, those would be important but not urgent. Um, anything that's related to prevention, okay, and rest and recreation is important but not urgent. You can postpone your vacations. You can
Right.
postpone your annual physical exams, your medical exams, okay, because you're not feeling anything yet anyway. But then the
But
time comes, yeah, a year from now or many years from now, then you feel something, and then
right.
it's late stage now, or.
Right.
So it's
That's
very
why
important.
we need
Mhm.
to make lists.
Yes, to-do lists. I love to-do lists. I'm sure majority. Do you have a to-do list, Mirz?
I make many, many lists and then they languish.
That's
Help.
reality.
What's the solution to that?
Okay, the solution to that is, okay, first of all, you're very, very normal. All of us have to-do lists, whether on a weekly or a daily basis. And then what happens after lunch, our to-do list has given birth to
Correct.
more to-do lists. Yeah. So then you get motivated and de-energized and just, yeah, throw them away. Okay, our to-do list, what first of all, to-do lists are very vital. Okay, foundation of getting things done on a weekly or daily basis. And you know how when we have a to-do list and you say that, okay, I've checked 3 of them already this morning, and you get that nice feeling and you get
Right.
motivated to do more. Okay, that is a trap of to-do lists.
It is.
Yes, they make us enjoy crossing things off. And then at the end of the day, say, yay, I did 8 out of 10. Not bad. Okay. However, because Okay, if we make our to-do lists stay as to-do lists and we don't schedule them, meaning know exactly the day and time in the week when you're gonna do them, you're gonna get into this trap of wanting to cross off everything. And if you want to cross off as much as all of the things as possible in your to-do list, what would you tend to prioritize first?
Right.
What do you
So,
think? Yeah.
uh,
If you had a list of things to do and your goal is to cross off as many, Mirza, what do you
ah,
think will you do first?
receive package from Lazada. I'll do that first. Or
Yeah.
eat lunch.
Yeah, because we want to cross off as many things, we tend to do the easy ones first,
Right.
the quickest ones first. And most of the time, or rather all of the time, they are the ones with the least impact.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Guilty.
may have said, okay, I crossed 8 out of 10 things of my to-do list, but the two remaining ones are the more important ones that will impact your week.
Right.
So that's the 80-20 rule that's stated
Okay.
there, the Pareto principle.
Yes.
You can also use a 80-20 rule on your to-do list. In your to-do list, only 20% are the truly critical, vital ones,
Right.
okay, that you have to accomplish. And when you accomplish those critical, vital ones, you can already, reward yourself successful. Because in reality, nobody can finish your to-do lists
Right.
on a
So I'm
day-to-day
normal.
basis. Yes. You just have to filter your to-do list and see. It's better to say, oh, I was only able to do 3 out of 10. Okay, but those 3 out of 10 are your major projects at work, the major decisions that had to be made, or something that would impact the home. Then you're successful already.
So should we attack the harder to-dos
Yes.
first, no
Yes,
matter how
definitely.
unpleasant?
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's one of the strategies in making your schedule effectively, actually, which is the next strategy. Yeah, there's this book called Eat That Frog by Brian
Yes.
Tracy, I
I
love so
have
much.
the book.
Well, it basically says treat your to-do list as frogs. Okay, and
Okay.
and your chore is to eat your frogs every day, and the technique there is to eat the ugliest, biggest frogs first. Okay,
Okay.
and to motivate you for that, I found it helpful imagining how it would be like when you've accomplished that task. And that feeling of relief, as if a thorn
Right.
was pulled out from your side, and how more relaxed the rest of your week will look. Those would be your
Right.
big frogs. So he recommends eat them in the morning. Okay,
Okay.
and after that, nothing worse can happen to you.
Frogs for breakfast, everyone.
Yes, frogs for breakfast. Because if you do the small frogs first, by the time it's lunchtime, you're full already or you're tired. So you'll just postpone the big frogs. On the other hand,
Right.
if you do the frogs in the morning, you get most of your work done. And because it's a bigger accomplishment, you're more motivated. The happy hormones are there.
Right.
The rest of your afternoon, you're just energized. And you don't need as much energy to do the little frogs. So you tend to do more.
So ugly frogs for breakfast means more endorphins.
Yes. It's difficult
Okay.
at first, definitely, but you have to attack it. Okay,
Okay.
working smart. Working smart. First, your physical setup. Okay.
Right.
Um, don't underestimate a comfortable chair, especially if you're in front of your computer, your screens
No
the whole day.
wonder. I'm working
Yeah,
on a bar stool.
that's very difficult, especially for your lower back. And
Yes,
it's funny
yes.
how lower back strains will manifest in your neck.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a whole,
Exactly.
ergonomics workshop on that also. Selecting the proper seat or chair, even the height of your laptop.
Right,
Okay, so it has to be eye level and all that, and your lighting.
right,
Just an uncomfortable environment. By lunchtime, you're already spent. Your energy is already
right.
tired. So invest in the things the best that you can afford in terms of your chair, your desk, your lighting.
Right.
Laptop stands are not that expensive nowadays.
And we have
Yeah.
to change out of our pajamas, I guess.
Yes, proper attire. Never, never, never go start your day or go to work in your bed clothes. Okay.
Okay.
Some people advise, dress as if you were going to work, maybe without the
Okay.
heels. That's
Without the
fine.
pants.
Without the pants, yes. Yeah. Some say, I'm more productive in my workout attire.
Right.
Okay, because I work out during my breaks. Okay, and I cannot change from corporate attire to
Right. Right.
workout attire, then back to corporate attire. That's fine. I guess the number one rule here is just get out of your bed clothes.
Okay. So what do you mean? What do we have to prepare and organize?
Okay. Um, there are lots of work organization hacks that you can find around. Most effective and very basic for me is that the night before, know your top three
Okay.
goals that you want to accomplish. Okay, maybe it's a report or a presentation, and put already on your desk everything that you need for
Okay.
those tasks. Okay, if
Right.
you
The
want to
night
read a
before.
book for that thing, the night before. And they call it the 20-second rule also. Sometimes it just takes 20 seconds for you to prepare that, but it boosts your willingness and motivation to attack the tasks the next day by 100-fold. Okay,
Right.
if you, for example, the next day you said, okay, I will work out, I will go jogging, okay, or I will do my online, I don't know, workout. Before you sleep, already put your running shoes and your outfit by your bed.
Okay.
Okay, so when your alarm turns on in the morning and you see it,
Right.
it's there already. So
Yeah.
it will discourage you from snoozing and saying 5 more minutes or tomorrow na lang because you
Right.
did a 20-second preparation. So
Right.
it's
Next.
organizing your things. Yeah.
Okay.
There's also what we call the 1-4-5 rule. It varies across different experts, but the 1-4-5 rule says every day plan one thing that is important or a major goal, four medium goals, and five minor goals. Okay, so
Wow. Ang dami ah.
it seems a lot. Yeah, I also find it a lot. So this is just one formula. Okay,
Right.
just so the key here is don't overwhelm yourself with too much big things in one day. Okay, for
Okay.
me, what works is three big things. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel
today.
like I can't even do three big things. Sometimes one lang yata for the
Start with
day. I
one.
mean, is that okay?
Yes,
Is that normal
that's
or
okay.
I feel
Um,
lazy?
okay, maybe you can do this one work related and one personal.
Okay.
Okay, one fun goal. Okay, what
Okay.
what other people do a lot of times is that they write down their goals and it's all work related. It's all what the
Right.
boss is demanding. It's all what I
Right.
have to deliver this week. They forget that part of them that hey, my life is has another part of it, which is the things that I enjoy.
Right.
So you can make that your one big goal for the day. Do one thing that you enjoy and look forward to, whether it's working out or indulging in your hobby or calling a friend and, just chit chatting for a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Right.
That could be a goal.
Right. And you factor it into your schedule, even the chit chat,
Yes.
it's in the
Yeah.
schedule.
hmm Yes.
Right. So what's a 90-minute rule?
Okay. Neuroscience and energy management studies have shown that the human body, okay, your brain and your physical body, can only work with full attention and full focus for 90 minutes. And during that 90 minutes, you're delivering really good results, your productivity is high. But after 90 minutes, okay, maybe 2 hours maximum, your brain starts getting fatigued and your energy
Yes.
goes down. You may not realize it, but you're not producing as much anymore. Okay. So you have to stop working. Your threshold for 100% productivity is just 90 minutes. So you have to break down your work into 90-minute spurts. So working marathon is very ineffective. You know how some people
Right.
say, we had a 5-hour meeting, or I pulled in an all nighter. I
Yes.
finished my work at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. That is very ineffective in terms of productivity because on the third hour, you're no longer producing as much. So, what do you do? At 90 minutes, you have to stop, take a break, get out of your work area, your desk, okay, step out, okay, eat something. Some experts even say that you have to eat something every 90 minutes. Not meals,
Okay.
but
Right, right.
snacks, brain food. And after 5-10 minutes of taking a break, stretching, eating something, you're good to go for another 90 minutes.
Right, right. So this is
So,
proven by neuroscience, and it's not
mm-hmm.
just because we're
Yes.
lazy or.
No, 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 no.
Okay, this is
Don't do
hard.
that.
Help.
Multitasking, especially now in the pandemic, I myself still fall victim to that, doing my work with my kids by my side, helping them with their homework or etc. etc. Yeah, but multitasking, uh, it's not effect. Well, we do it because we feel that we're saving time, right? Doing two things in one time. Okay, I finish, cleaning the kitchen while I don't know what, while cooking or while doing something else in 30 minutes. But in reality, you're only productive. When you do two tasks at the same time, you're only productive for the first 10 minutes. After 10-15 minutes, that's when your errors start coming in. You know, you say the wrong thing to a client because you were working on something on your computer. Okay. And when errors start coming in, then what do we do? Back work, redo the work. You're wasting more time because you have to do things all over again. And sometimes these errors can be big, can have varying consequences. Okay, they can even sometimes destroy work relationships and so on and so forth. So resist multitasking. Also, when you multitask, a lot of studies have shown that your IQ goes down.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It makes your IQ go down because there's no room to learn and to become an expert in the things you're doing because you're trying to juggle the
Right.
two things. So UK study has proven that multitasking is very bad for your brain, lowers your IQ, and I most of all also but try to observe when you're multitasking, you are not enjoying what you're doing
Right.
because you're in adrenaline mode trying to get those two or three things done at the same time. There's no room for enjoyment. So if you're at work 8 hours a day and you're multitasking and there's no room for enjoyment, that's such a waste.
Right. So
So one
actually,
thing at a
it's
time.
when you say that you're a proud multitasker because you don't have enough time. Actually, it's detrimental, and you'll consume more
Yes.
time, I guess, redoing inferior
Yes.
work.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of yeah, there are a few people who say that they're skilled at multitasking, but I feel that it's not sustainable. It's not what you can do. It's not a lifestyle. It can't be a lifestyle
Right.
because you don't improve in your skills. You don't become an expert in what it is that you need to do, and you don't enjoy it a lot of times.
So in
You
your
may
eight
be
years, sorry,
yeah,
go ahead. You may
you may
be.
be doing a lot of things, accomplishing a lot of things, but one, you're not happy, and two, you're very very tired at the end of the day. So
Right. So in your 8 years of professional experience, would you say you found the solution to procrastinating?
like I said, it's a daily struggle, but yes, advanced planning and
Okay.
yeah, actually, this whole time management thing, it's really self-management, discipline and self-management
Yes.
more than
Right.
anything.
Right.
So, yes, by nature, I'm really a planner and an
Okay.
organizer. Yeah, that's one
Okay.
of my strengths. So, it has been a forte, but it doesn't mean that I don't procrastinate once in a while. I still do. Okay, at planning and advanced planning, what I tell myself is that if I do this now for next week, I will be so relaxed next week and I'll have time for my more fun things. So it's a mind game with myself.
So were you the type of child who did all her homework on Friday night instead of Sunday night?
Yes.
Oh, so you were born to do this.
Yeah, yeah, and it's something that I know is not for everyone. I have four children, and that's
Oh
what
my
one thing
gosh.
I'm trying to teach them, and I know it doesn't work for everyone. So,
Okay.
choose your battles and choose what style works for you. But
Right.
procrastinating really is not the way to go.
Right.
again, like multitasking, it's not sustainable. It may work once in a while when you're in a fix already. Okay, go ahead, but don't make it a lifestyle.
Right. I read in an article that it's not time that we're actually managing, but our energy, our
Yes.
focus, our emotions, our moods. Can you
Hmm.
shed light on how to manage these? For me, they're interrupters, but maybe we need to acknowledge them and
Yeah.
embrace them and factor them in. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Actually, I in my workshops we talk about distractions and interruptions a lot, and there are four categories, and one of the category really is yourself. Okay, which may be the
Number
hardest
one.
distraction to manage more than social media or the internet. And there are many facets. First is the physical. Okay, as simple as lacking sleep will not make you productive the next
Mm,
day, or if you're sick, okay, your energy is very very low, or when you have a hangover. Okay, so your physical self is your biggest asset really in productivity and time management. You're only as productive as how well you are. Okay. So take care of the self. I have workshops also in goal setting and planning your year. And I always tell them, if you don't know which goal to begin with, always begin with your health, your physical self, because that's
right.
what will drive the rest of your other goals.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
mental health is part of it, and it's
Yes.
a very real and big issue nowadays. So yeah, talk to someone if you have to. Have a good circle of friends that you can run to, just to rant sometimes. That's a big help. Being able to pause during different periods of the day just to breathe and reset,
Right.
I find that to be very helpful. So yeah, um, managing
So,
yourself in all
right.
aspects of yourself: physical, mental, emotional,
Right.
even spiritual.
Right. This one, Filipinos have a
Yeah.
hard time with setting boundaries.
Okay, setting your boundaries is actually has there's an article that I was reading yesterday. Setting your boundaries can boost your productivity to up to 40%. Okay, and you have time boundaries and space boundaries. Okay, space boundaries would can simply mean your workspace at home. Okay,
Right.
have a permanent place to work in the house and don't do anything else there except your work. Um, also have spaces in your house where you will not work. You call it your no work zone. Okay, when we're in the and you can invite your family to have that common space, and tell everyone, okay, in this room, no internet, no working, no studying. This is just where we're gonna watch TV, have fun, play games, whatever. So you have those physical boundaries. Some people, the challenge for Filipinos is that some of us have small spaces,
Yes,
and our
exactly.
dining room is our work table. That's
Yes.
okay. Or our living room, your coffee table is where you work. That's okay. What you can do, a technique that I heard from another facilitator, is that have a box. It can just be a
Good
normal cardboard box.
idea. Right,
Put
right.
your laptop there, your books, the things you need for work. Bring them out. Put them on the dining table when you need to work. After you need to work, pack up, put it under the table, and that's how you'd create your space boundaries. And then you have your meals because it's mealtime in that dining table.
That's a good
You can
idea.
teach that to your kids. Yeah, it doesn't have you don't have to have a sophisticated home office with the state
Right.
of the art um, gadgets. And then you have your time boundaries. This one is a big challenge because when work from home started, a lot of us had that mentality. Okay, I can finish this after dinner. I
Yes.
didn't.
Right, right, right.
Okay, yeah. Okay, dinner time's at 7. Okay, I'll spend time with my family. Then go back to it at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Or you're just about to go to bed and said, I'll just check one last email. Okay, so setting your time boundaries means you have to know when to stop. Okay,
Right.
if back pre-pandemic we had the 6 o'clock going home time from work, you have to have that semblance at home as well. Okay, so setting your
What if
boundaries
the
would be
boss calls you after dinner? What do you do?
okay. That is a common common instance. And sometimes I hear even of companies having 9 p.m. meetings.
Oh my gosh.
And the
Okay.
reason is we're work from home naman eh.
Yeah,
So,
it's not like you're
you
going
know,
anywhere.
exactly. It's very difficult, but you have to communicate your boundaries. You have to learn to say no. Some company cultures have gotten the hang of that already, which I love. Good for them. When your boss calls, okay, um, it's your boss. You have to attend to what he needs, but try to say, if he's asking you to do something, try to say, can I deliver this? Can I attend to this tomorrow morning during work hours? You can also say, I am in the middle of, something with my family right now, my husband or my
Right.
wife. We're can I attend? A lot of times naman they would understand unless
Right.
there's an emergency or a
Right.
client is really mad or something. And you have to be consistent in your replies. When you say, another thing is saying no, learning how to say no also. It's very difficult for us Filipinos because we have the concept of
Yes, very.
pakikisama and
Right.
all of that. But there's an art to saying no.
Oh,
Okay.
do tell. What's the
So
art?
if your boss calls you at 9 p.m., okay, first of all, you have to listen. Okay. When you say no, it's not simply saying, no, I cannot do that. It's 9 o'clock. It's my time. Call me back tomorrow. Goodbye. It's not like that. First, you have to listen, okay, to the need. What is it that is being asked of you? Clarify.
Right.
Okay, clarify. Ask a lot of clarifying questions. And if it's something that you really think can uh, be pushed back, okay, offer alternative solutions, okay. Also say your side. Explain why you cannot do it, okay, because
Right.
sometimes a lot of us also miss out on that part. Because I'm busy,
Right.
period. No, what are you doing right now? What is a more important thing that you need to do, this
I'm
morning that you
sorry,
can.
but I'm watching K-drama. So it's so important.
I'm sorry, but I'm in my me time. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you can say that? Wow.
However, yeah, well, we all know our bosses better, so you
Right.
can adjust. Okay. But you have to offer alternative solutions. Is it okay
Okay.
if I do this, attend to this at 9 o'clock in the morning and tomorrow
Right.
morning
Okay.
instead? And I'll deliver to you
Okay.
by 12. Or if your schedule is really packed with other things, you can remind your boss, oh, but today we agree that I'm going to deliver ABC. If you
Right.
add this, can I postpone A and B to next week?
Right.
Negotiate. You can also negotiate and then politely
Right.
decline. Okay. And then
Right.
when you decline and say no, maybe after a few hours or the next day, you get back to the person, and ask, how did it go? I hope you were able to find a solution to that. So they say no to say no to the task, but yes to the person.
Right. So this is where number 4 comes in. You have to honor your
Yeah.
me time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like what I mentioned earlier, um, work is not your only life. Okay? You have other aspects of yourself. So yeah, the physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. So throughout the day, so take care of all of those aspects every day. Okay, not just on weekends. Okay, me time doesn't need to take long. Okay, sometimes me time can be a K drama, fine. But sometimes
Right.
a me time can be a 10-minute cup of coffee or, just walk around, go outdoors, get some air. Okay.
Right.
And then, yeah, sleep, nutrition, etc., etc. I like pause and setting your intentions. Pausing and
Yes.
setting your intentions can happen the night before. Okay,
Okay.
what you plan to do for the day. I always tell my clients, don't go to bed without knowing your top three goals the next day.
Okay.
Okay. And then
How is an
morning.
intention different from a task?
Okay. An intention, okay, a task is the activity itself. Okay.
Okay.
The intention is your mindset and emotions while doing the task.
Okay.
Yeah, I will finish this report and I will strive to do it very well, excellently, but I will
Okay.
not, rather, I will have fun doing it.
Okay. Okay, that's a good one.
Or I will do this by 5, I'll finish this task by 5 o'clock. And my intention is that I will not be so tired and spent, so that after 5 o'clock, I can still do something else and
Right.
I'm not, fatigued.
Right. You won't like kill yourself
Yes,
doing something. Take it
right.
easy.
Yeah, or
Right.
as simple as, I will do this and I will not be having negative thoughts about my boss while I'm doing it. So it's
Right.
your
So this
being, your being.
exercise is the ugliest frog.
Yes, yes, you
Any
can do that
tips
too.
on making sure that we move, exercise, and what it does for us time management
Hmm.
wise?
Okay, the recommendation is 30 minutes a day, every day. Do something you really enjoy. Uh, if it's walking, brisk walking, then that's fine. If it's, more high impact exercises, a lot of people go biking now. Go ahead.
Right.
Um, Choose something that you enjoy, but you have to be physically active, and it only takes 30 minutes. You don't have,
Right.
if you tell yourself, I don't have time to exercise, just 30 minutes. Wake up a little earlier. They say the best time to exercise really
Right.
is within the first hour of waking up.
Right.
It makes a big difference in your energy for the rest of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Since your workout shoes are already at the foot of your bed.
Yeah. Might as well.
Well, now
Okay.
everyone has pandemic insomnia and anxiety.
Yeah.
Any tips on how we can make sure that we get 8 hours?
This one, even me, I'm struggling with that every so often.
Yes.
7 hours really is my goal. Consistency is key. Um, Having fixed, more or less fixed bedtime. I think for everybody, the culprit is our phones. These,
Yes.
they are our bed mates.
So no phones in the bedroom. That's
No
so
phones.
hard.
I know. Actually, they say you have to disconnect from the internet 1 hour before bedtime,
Okay.
before sleeping.
Right.
And you have all the studies about the blue light having, the
Right.
stimulating your brain. It's gonna make it difficult for you to fall asleep. So there are a lot of tricks and tactics. Drinking warm lavender tea before you sleep. Yeah, no internet, no screens. Actually, no screens 1 hour before bedtime. Make your bedroom really, really nice and cozy. If you do candle things, go ahead and set a fixed time for waking up the next day.
Right.
Right now,
So
I discovered my phone has this app. It's called the bedtime app. And if you set your bedtime and your waking time, it makes the phone black and white and disconnects itself from
wow.
Wi-Fi.
Okay. I need that. I'll
So you
try
have all
that.
these apps also that can help you. Yeah.
Okay. So now I have to manage our time so that we
Mm,
don't run out of time. So for the
sure.
next few, I'll maybe we can just breeze through. So
Yeah.
there's nutrition, rest, and recreation. So we learn and grow, and to
Mm-hmm.
not forget our personal goals and passion
Yes.
projects. Carve out time for them as well.
Uh, Actually, I like this a lot. A lot of us get drowned out in work and we put these things aside. Things that, even way back in your childhood, you wish you could do or learn. It's time to
Yes.
revive that. And it's something that, what, I think will hound you up to your last days if you don't try or do, because it's really your passion.
Right.
And I love studies, and I one study showed that if you have a hobby, okay, you're actually less stressed by 17%.
True. 70. Wow, that's a big number.
17.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So have something and do something that you enjoy on a regular basis that's not work related.
Right. So number 5 is
Okay.
still stay connected and stay
Stay
social.
connected, stay social. The internet is a paradox. It's both a distraction and a need right now. And in these unusual times, wherein everything, we cannot be with our loved ones, we cannot be with our friends, our emotional needs are somewhat deprived. Choose to connect, but connections that matter. You know, Instead of maybe mindlessly browsing social media,
Right.
Use that time to call someone, call a friend, and
Right.
talk to each other, or have a video call, and you don't have to be talking about something important. Okay, just
Right.
maintain relationship connections. Call your parents, call your mom. Okay, yeah.
Right.
So these things will help you reset, will help you de-stress. Okay, sometimes these conversations with them can help you put things in a different perspective. Okay,
Right.
and at the end of the day, you realize, hey, I want to do this, or this is why I'm doing this, and it can just
Right.
boost your time management and your productivity, and helps you choose the important and set your goals.
Right. Or maybe sometimes just having a sounding board
Yeah.
on
Mhm.
which you can bounce your ideas
Yeah,
off.
sometimes
Because
that's enough.
you hear yourself, like instead of living in your mind, maybe it helps to hear yourself saying what you're going to do.
Yes. Yep. Right. So
Right.
stay connected, choose your technology well in such a way you're effectively connected to people who matter.
Right. Are there other tips about or hacks about time management? Like, what are the biggest time wasters that you have discovered or noticed in the participants of your workshops, or that can maybe.
Biggest time wasters. A lot of my workshop participants, they are in a mad frenzy, not knowing what to do first.
Yes.
Okay, their common complaint is that there's just too much to do. Their boss is asking them to do too much, uh, and they get so overwhelmed. And it goes back to clarity of goals. Okay, clarity of your goals, clarity of your boss's goals. And then when I ask questions like, okay, name me the things that you have to do, then they give me a laundry list. I have to submit this, I have to prepare this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and which one of that is most important to your boss and why? They can't answer. Yeah, or they don't know
Right.
really. So it's really clarity of goals that gets in the
Right.
way.
What if you do have a like an excessive workload and you feel like you're
Mhm.
overloaded?
Okay.
Any tips on how to like speak to your superior about that?
Okay. Yes. One, definitely speak up. Okay. Also, paint a picture for your boss about how you're doing things. Okay, what's the process like in making this presentation or coming up with this project? How is it like on your end? A lot of times our bosses are also managing other people, and they've already
Right.
lost sight of how it was, uh, rolling up your sleeves and doing the nitty gritty. So it's good to give them a picture of the struggles that you're going through, the bottlenecks that's happening, where the problems are at work, and pick their ideas of how to go about them, how to work smarter, okay, and which to prioritize. It's going to take a lot of guts and effort to have that conversation,
Right. Especially
definitely.
now that everyone's streamlining, they're eliminating
Mm-hmm.
jobs, right? We're doing the
Yeah.
work of many people. How can you
Mm-hmm.
even bring that up, right? Without seeming like you're complaining.
Yeah. Well, with a lot of confidence and courage and vulnerability. Okay.
Right.
Brené Brown's term of confident vulnerability. You just have to show up and do it and explain. Okay.
Right.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes they appreciate that, and
Right.
gives them a good idea of what's going on. And a lot of times, naman, they will not take it against you.
Right.
So
What
don't
about
be afraid to ask.
asking for help from people at home in terms of,
Setting, yeah.
work tasks like I mean that some if children are old enough, they can help your husband.
Okay. Yes. Well, another pro tip is you have to share your intentions and goals with the people around you.
Right,
Okay, even
right.
with the I have my children are from 7 to 13 years old, and they're on school online, so I'm their IT support learning
Oh my
manager. But
gosh.
the morning of, if I have workshops or engagements like this, I tell them the night before. Okay, I tell them, okay, I have a workshop tomorrow or I have this talk from 11 to 12. One, I need the internet.
Right.
So
But what
please
about their
log on.
school?
Yeah, well, we have 2 or 3 connections. So this
Okay.
particular connection will be mine from this time to this time, and these will be yours. Those are the days also my husband say, okay, I will go on site, so I will not be disturbing you. And on my door, I literally put a sign each and every time. Do not
Right.
knock or enter from this time to this time. Mommy has a workshop.
Right.
If there's anything important, call dad or call the ate. I will see you at lunchtime. And it
Wow.
works. It
Very
works. And
specific.
I also tell the helpers, okay, may meeting ako this time to this time. When the intercom rings and there's delivery, please rush to get it because they can hear the sound of the intercom.
Right.
If you have any questions, ask it now. You know, what will lunch be? What will be clean today? Which of the kids need help with whatever? Discuss it now because later I will not answer any of your questions. So share with the people around you the things you need to do. If it's at work, you can tell your colleagues, from 10 to 12 today, I will be working on this very important tasks. I will not be able to reply to your messages. I will not be able to answer phone
Right.
calls. But come 3 o'clock, sige, you can call me.
Right. So
So
there is a way also to train people to not
yes,
interrupt and bother you.
yes. And once they learn, it's easy. It's easy. It works. So you
Right.
can that's the way of asking for help also.
Right. Would you like to invite our viewers to any of your workshops or
Mm,
upcoming
yes.
webinars or talks?
Yeah. Well, if any of you are interested in more time management and productivity workshops, group workshops, yeah, just feel free to message me or get in touch with me. I don't have public workshops because most of my workshops are really customized
Right.
for your groups, your companies. So my contact is being flashed on screen. I do have a workshop coming up for teens. Okay, I'm part
Oh,
of a camp
cool.
called Camp
Great.
Explore. And for this month, starting next week, aside from time management tips, I'll be teaching senior high school and college students on 7 habits of highly effective teens
Oh,
and personal
great.
strengths. So do message me if any of you parents or teens are interested in that.
Right.
So,
Start them young so they can develop the habits early
yes.
on. I'm sure all the information is in your Instagram at Pia Reyes-Cruz.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Pia. We learned so
Thank you,
much today.
Mirza. Yeah, I hope everyone picked up a thing or two that you can start with.
Right. Right. I'm
Yeah.
going to start marinating the ugly frogs so I can eat them for breakfast tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you so much
All right.
again. All
Thank you,
right.
Mirza.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Keep safe.